Good evening and welcome to Angel's Haven. This is my third or fourth attempt to make this video. I first made it on one camera, then I made it on another camera, and now I'm on my phone. So anything can happen. I am not very technically focused this evening, and I just wanted to give you a little New Year's update on life here in the California Delta. So it is January 1st, 2024, and I, of course, am still in my tiny house, as you can see behind me. I am still living at, excuse me, I'm still living at Park Delta Bay. I still love living in a tiny house. I still have all the same challenges. I still like all the same things about it that I previously thought were positive. Still dislike the things about it that I previously thought were negative. I'm not going to make any major changes to my house. I will be making some minor changes, but which I hope will have a major impact. One thing I would like to do this year is get a different refrigerator. The refrigerator that I have is very small. I think it's I don't know, it might be 4.1 cubic feet. I could be wrong about that. It's very small. The problem with it is that it's shallow, so that food touches the back wall and freezes, and then it gets ruined. That's been a problem the whole time I've had it. I have tried various ways of combating that. I decant eggs into a plastic egg carton. I have little clear plastic trays, or they're storage bins that are in there so that the food is in them and they are what's touching the wall. I still lose things, and that's wasteful. I'm also trying to eat out less, and eating out less means cooking more, and cooking more means either shopping more often or keeping more fresh food on hand, and the fresh food gets ruined more quickly in this refrigerator. And I think it's the fact that it's so shallow. Ideally, I'm going to tilt this and show you. You see the curtained cupboard there. I have given some thought to getting a refrigerator that would go in that space. It's about maybe 36 inches wide and about 25 inches deep. It currently has pots and pans and that sort of thing. But if I put a refrigerator in there and took out the little refrigerator, I could put shelves where the little refrigerator is, and that would be the pots and pans. Downfall of that is that I'm not the best at bending over, but if I got, for example, a drawer-style refrigerator, I could pull the drawer out and reach the things. So that is obviously an expense, but I'm looking at doing that in 2024. I'm also looking at possibly, don't laugh, taking down some of my art. Let me see if I can turn you around and show you what it's looking like. The house is a little messy right now, so I'll try to avoid the mess. So that wall is covered with art and family work. That's covered with art. And let's see if you can see it. There's Genevieve's photograph, and there's other art that's right there behind that strainer. There's usually something next to it. I think it fell down. Oh, more art. Let's see. I have art there. and you can't see it well, but there's also art along the top wall there. That's mostly photographs and some digital art. And there's also photographs along the wall of my bedroom, which I'm not going to walk up and show you because probably the bed's not made, frankly. So I've been thinking that maybe I wanted to take all that down and then be more intentional about what I put back up and maybe rotate it out. The only reason I haven't done that is I like all my art, number one, and I don't really want to fool around with taking it down and putting it up intermittently. I suspect that I wouldn't do that. I would take it down, put a few pieces up, put the other away, and that would be the end of it. So I'm thinking about that. And, that's not a major issue, but I think it would change the way the house looked. I went back and looked at some pictures of it before I moved in, and it's pretty sparse and bare. I don't like it that sparse and bare, but I do think I would like it more streamlined. More pared down, maybe I would say. These are the challenges of living tiny. It is not actually a lot of art, but I don't have a lot of wall space. I have limited. And actually, I think there's art other places I haven't shown you, but you get the idea. Another thing that I'm thinking of doing is another pass through to see if there are any pottery or tableware or cookware or decor that I no longer want to keep. Most of what is left is family. Patrick, my son, is pretty much a minimalist. So at this point, he does have a few pieces, and he has what he wanted. He has a few pieces that I've given him otherwise, but I'm very careful about what I give him now. I didn't used to be, but I am now, because he likes a clean, more minimal space. This cupboard behind me, my mother-in-law's, the top part of her secretary, almost all of that is family stuff. I'm not really at a point where I want to get rid of that. If you look at the top shelf of my dishes shelves, most of those pieces up there were family. Obviously, they're melamine, 50s era plastic. And they're not all from my childhood home. Some of them my sister has found and given me, but quite a bit of it is. Again, I'm just not quite ready to let go of it, so I'm not going to. But art-wise, I think I am ready to pare down. I just need to go about it in an intentional way. I will not, under any circumstances, get rid of that beautiful piece. Oh, but you can see some other pieces on the guest loft rail. There's a Nicole Thibodeau, and this really cool wooden piece that's we're not really sure what it is. I researched it a little bit. It's kind of 60s era, and it's on wood, and it's a painting or a drawing of men sorting money, and they look like they might be Mexican. I can't really tell. And I found it at a thrift store or an antique store, and I just kind of fell in love with it. But it has no meaning. I just liked it. So there are a few things like that I could start by eliminating those, move them on to other homes. So that's the bric-a-braca. I'm trying to be more intentional about what I do. It has been a process. And if you're going through that process, I encourage you to recognize that it doesn't really end. Whether you're going tiny, whether you're getting divorced, whether you're moving into a relative's home, whether you're moving cross country or across town. Moving and changing your life is a process. And I guess there are some people for whom it's a one and done, but it is not for me. And I suspect it's not for many people. As you know, I opened a shop, a creative collective. That's going well. One thing about it is that I have had an opportunity to sell my books there. I've even sold my books to people that don't know me, which is always a positive thing. And I've sold it to people that didn't know it was my book, and I was standing right there. And they didn't realize it was my book until I asked if they wanted it inscribed. So the fact that they picked it and bought it, not knowing me and not knowing the author was standing there, to me that means it had some appeal to them. I'm still giving 20% of the proceeds to a different charity every month. I did not pick a charity for November and December because I was really busy opening the shop. So I'm considering a couple. I'll send a note out to my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, you can email me at ccorleyjd@gmail.com, and I'll put you on my mailing list. The email comes from MailChimp under the outgoing email address Corrine Corley at themissouriMugwump.com. So that's me. As for donations to charity going forward in 2024, I have not identified 12 charities. If you don't know, I give 20% of the proceeds of the sale of my book, or $50, whichever is greater, to a different charity every month. And I am asking people that I know, such as you all, to suggest charities to me. And I will vet them through Charity Navigator, and I will pick out 12 for 2024 and send out that information via my mailing list. So if you have a charity you'd like me to consider, please email me at ccorleyjd@gmail.com. They have to be a 501c3, and I will vet them through Charity Navigator, and I will only pick 12, one per month for 2024. If I don't get 12 suggestions, I will fill out the year with others that I have selected. October will always be Rose Brooks or some other domestic violence related agency, but the other months can fall with other charities. So, what else? I think. My health is good. Well, my health is good for me. Or as one of my doctors at Stanford said, considering everything that's wrong with me, my health is good. I'm very grateful that here in California we have good health care. I'm very grateful that Medicare and my MedSup plan cover most of what I need. I'm very sad when I hear about people in other places that don't get good health care. California has pretty good health care, I have to admit, and they have pretty good programs for people that can't afford private insurance and are not yet 65. So I'm very fortunate in that respect. I'm not going to get political. I worry about people. I worry about people in Israel, people in Gaza, people in Palestine. I don't think anything that's going on is good, but I'm not. This is not a political video, so I'll leave it at that. Let me think. It's winter here, which means it's citrus season. I just ate a wonderful orange. I never liked oranges until I moved to California, and that was an amazing orange. Living in Northern California is a pretty wonderful thing. The particular area that I am is socially and politically a little more conservative than I am, but mostly that takes the form of people wanting to be left alone to believe what they believe and do what they want to do. And that's a kind of political and social conservatism that is palatable to me personally, as long as the main focus of life, which really to me is helping other people, still has a place. And in this community, it definitely does. Politics does not supersede the kindness of people in the California Delta. And if it did, I couldn't live here. We did a food drive at the shop, and we have a big mound of food to donate to the local food bank, probably 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide and 2.5 or 3 feet deep. And that was just from putting on a call on Facebook for people to bring in donations when they came to the shop. And I just heard yesterday that one of the local establishments donated a couple of boxes of slightly past expiration date food that's perfectly edible, unopened, non-perishable. They donated it to our collection, so that 50% again the big mound that we already have, and that speaks very well for a community. We sell used books for the friends of the local library. They bring them, and we provide space for them in the shop, and people buy them. I've bought them. Lots of people have bought them. They're $1, 50 cents, or a quarter. And again, that speaks to the community, and I like that. The immediate community where I live has started up gatherings again. We used to do weekly dinners before COVID. Most of the people that were at those dinners have moved away, except for one or two of us. These gatherings are organized a little bit differently, but they're still nice. And I'm gone a lot, so I don't get to go to all of them. I used to organize them, but I wasn't as busy as I am now. But I like that. I can drop in. I dropped in this afternoon, and they were making pizza, and they made a cauliflower crust pizza, say that 10 times fast, in anticipation of me being there. How can I complain about that? These are two young women who were experimenting with pizza. They wanted me to come, so they made a crust that was gluten-free, and it was delicious. And I very much appreciated that they did it. So that's what's going on at Angel's Haven. I hope each of you had a wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrate. Someone told me, I guess there are 32 holidays between Thanksgiving and New Year's. I say let's celebrate all of them. Certainly let's respect that other people don't necessarily celebrate the ones that we celebrate. So with that, I'll say Happy New Year. My friend Anil will comment if I don't say this, but if you will like this video, the YouTube algorithm will be happy. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're a subscriber. I think I have, 500? And I'm pretty sure I know most of them. But if you're not a subscriber and you'd like to be, I'd appreciate that. I'm not trying to get famous on YouTube. I started this channel to keep in touch with my friends back home. And I'm surprised when I meet someone that says, I follow your YouTube channel, and I don't know them. Pleasantly surprised. So, Happy New Year. Thank you for spending a few minutes of my tiny life with me, and I'll see you next time.